Oh no.
Missing.
Greg?
Missing.
I thought this was a duet.
Missing.
Oh, so you're just gonna sing all the parts? Those are not the right sounds.
Missing.
Can you hear me?
Missing. Oh, missing.
Bonk.
Welcome to Miss Thing. I'm Greg.
And I'm Tim. And this is a podcast that celebrates and appreciates the missed things of the past, present, and future. And you're already laughing.
I am already laughing. I don't know why. I don't know what's come over me. But in every episode, we take a key moment from our Miss Thing storied career and do what we are most skilled at, which is make it all about us. If you can imagine.
Okay, so you said you have a lot to talk about, so I want to go right into it.
Well, boo, bitch. First of all, it is our Halloween episode.
It is.
Don't bury the lead.
Boo, you
Don't.
whore.
Oh. Okay, well.
Who said it?
Wait, that's Regina George, obviously.
No. Oh, yeah, it is Regina George. Yeah. For a second,
Wait,
she
who
says
do you
it
think
to,
it was?
She says it to Karen, and so for a slight second, I thought it was Karen, but it is Regina George.
Right, Karen. Well, I'm a mouse. Duh.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's our Halloween spooktacular. There's been a phrase going around my house where I've been going spooky crisp.
And how has that been going over in the house?
Oh my God.
Utter silence.
Yeah, my husband doesn't care for it. My dogs, they also don't care for it. They also don't care for it.
You actually look around and they've left.
Yeah, but I do repeat it. Mm-hmm. I do repeat it no matter what.
I look forward to how many times it's repeated today.
Well, we'll see. I mean, there is so much to talk about. Yeah, it is our Halloween spectacular. It's a Greg Teskery, FX presents.
Yeah.
Ryan Murphy, he sort of refuses to present anything that I have anything to do with.
Yeah.
It's more like Ryan Murphy presents Greg Teskery.
I have a little scratch that big bone to pick with you, which is that
a big bone.
A big bone.
See,
Yeah.
For me?
For you.
All right.
Which is that someone sent to me the other day a link to an Instagram account for a food festival that is about chain restaurants but making them highbrow, which is, if there's someone who loves a chain restaurant more than me, point them out.
It's
they
you.
don't exist. And so then I go to the account, but it's the day after the festival, so I missed it. And I'm like, how dare no one tell me about this one? This screams Tim Zientek. And then I go and I say, the only two people following the account are you and your husband. Mm-hmm. So I would like you to explain yourself right now on the pod. And the floor is yours.
Oh, yeah. So this is the account for Chain Fest. Yeah, I'm aware.
Yeah.
Also, looked at tickets for this year and last.
Okay, and?
Well, my bone to pick with you, you're saying no one sent you is, who is this friend? Who is this friend that's sort of keeping tabs on who I follow on Instagram? Because last I checked, you didn't even have Instagram until this podcast. You don't have an Instagram? Well, where are we sending people to?
I do have an Instagram, but I'm saying you're correct, actually. I don't think of myself as having an Instagram, but please follow at Tim_Zientek. I'm very active on it.
Again, that is at Tim_Zientek on Instagram, but only follow him after you follow me at Greg Trimmer, because somehow Tim has more followers than me, despite not having an Instagram, which is humiliating. And that's something that I'm mad at you about.
Well, you win some, you lose some.
Sure. We both lost out on tickets to Chain.
And also, while we're here, please follow
at Miss Thing the Pod on Instagram
and on TikTok.
And while you're at it, go to Apple Podcast, give us a 5-star review, give us a 5 stars, and leave a review, please.
Exactly, and you can please leave a review on YouTube and download and make sure that's auto downloads forever, not just the first couple episodes, bitches.
Yeah, we have a convenient link tree right on our Instagram that you can sort of click on and just go down the list and follow all of it.
Okay, but now that we've perfectly integrated that, I'm so proud of ourselves. Greg, Do you have a Dad Mom sauce, which is...
Oh, you mean a doll of the day, mother of the moment, sister of the second, our famous segment where we talk about the person, place, or thing that we're currently super obsessed with.
Exactly.
Do I have a Dad Mom sauce? Well, in the spirit of Halloween and it sort of being a spooky episode, yeah, my Dad Mom sauce this week would have to be the famous thing Waymo. Have you heard of this?
Yes. Wait, have you been in one?
I went in a Waymo last week.
Oh, I'm actually starstruck. I've always... Don't you have to sign up? Yeah, because I would be scared. I look at them in awe. And then for the longest time, I thought a Waymo was also the Elon Musk ugly, gross car.
It sounds very Elon Musk. I believe I was in a Jaguar. Yeah, no,
they're only very nice.
It's so nice. Yeah. Okay, so it's so nice. My friend Brian ordered one because it's in this area in Los Angeles. Yeah. I thought it was only available in San Francisco, and I've heard from many people they're
I see them
actually pretty
everywhere
nice
in my area. Yeah,
you see them? I've never seen one before.
I literally thought that it was everywhere in Los Angeles because it's everywhere you look, there's a Waymo out my door.
No. My friend Brian, thank God for him, bless his heart, sent me an invite to Waymo so I don't even have to wait. And I sort of signed up and it said, we do not service your area. That was sort of a big
more
slap in the
than
face.
An Uber. Also explain I feel like some people don't know what a Waymo is.
So yeah, Waymo is a driverless vehicle. Yeah. Basically, it's a driverless Uber, which in Los Angeles, it sounds terrifying to begin with, in Los Angeles especially. But basically, when the car gets there, it has wee, wee, wee. It has all these sensors.
Greg, that was a cop car, Greg. You entered a cop car.
Well, it has cop car vibes.
Yeah.
It does have cop car vibes. And also, I will say, so then it has this beautiful feature where it has the rider's initials, and it's sort of flashing cop car style on top. I don't know if this is by design, but the driver's seat is so big and all encompassing that you do kind of feel like there's a driver in there. Shoulder just snapped.
Tim just burped. Referring to myself in the third person.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good ride.
Why is there even a need for a seat there where there's no driver? It would be more leg room for the person behind.
Well, why does the steering wheel move when the car moves? The steering wheel's I will say it's the smoothest ride.
Glug, 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 glug.
No, that was me. I was making the glug, glug, glug noise. But the thing was, the thing was moving.
When I see a Waymo, I literally slow down. I get nervous. So I'm go do everything I can to avoid it because I get so nervous, even though I know it's probably safer, but I'm still there's no one in there driving.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, I had a really good experience. I did wake up in a field not knowing who I was or where I was. I didn't have a belly button anymore. And I do have to sleep plugged in.
Yeah.
In a pod with goo.
Well, I have to say that this is the first time you've ever made sense. So I think whatever they did to you in that field, I thank them.
Yeah.
They're my Dad Mom sauce.
They didn't do anything to me in the field so much as they deposited me into the field.
Well, that's what you know, at least. That's what you think.
Yeah. That's where I woke up. I thought I was going to the Wallace to see a one-man show.
Yeah. Anyways.
I think it is more expensive, though. I don't know.
Than an Uber?
I gotta but Uber is crazy now. Yeah. We don't need to get into that.
I know.
I mean, diva down Uber prices, am I right?
And honestly, Lyft too, both of you.
Oh.
Get your act together and also sponsor us so we can get free Uber and Lyft drive.
Yeah, they will send the nastiest, most broke down car in a Lyft. But of course, I support you so much if you want to sponsor us.
Yes.
Anyways, Tim, do you have a Dad Mom sauce? I hope you do, because it's part of the pod.
Well, guess what? I do.
My God. Spooky crisp.
Oh, here we go. I do, which is this Saturday. You are aware of this because I sent you photos while I was there. I went to the Getty Center to look at some art because I'm a cultured girly.
And not so much as a text or a call ahead of time on my end, but
while I was there, I was thinking of you.
Tons of texts.
And so my dad mom sauce is the women of the Getty, because if you want to meet some interesting people, go to a museum.
Oh, yeah.
You
And
know?
the Getty is so separate. It's like in its own spot,
Stunning,
too.
by the way.
Oh.
Honestly, for all the people listening to this not in Los Angeles, like when you come visit, go to the Getty because it is beautiful.
Getty your ass over to the Getty.
And people don't visit LA, right? They like go to the Hollywood sign and Hollywood Boulevard. It's like avoid that at all costs.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen.
They go to
it's
the
gross.
Elizabeth Sparkle star.
Yeah, exactly. You could go to that, actually. Go to that. And
No,
then
I would
avoid
recommend
everything.
that for sure.
So anyways, I was there and we were going to see this exhibit of like the science of light, basically. And it was like all these fun exhibits where like they're doing things with like prisms and showing different elements of what you can do with light and like the discovery of it, astrology, fun.
Interesting. That sounds like a Chain Fest-esque activity, in my...
Yeah, you know what? I'll send you the Instagram link to it as soon as the exhibit is closed.
It's closed. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The day after. And so it's like a multiple part exhibit. So you have to like go to one section of the museum and then does not make any sense, Getty. You are also diva down, Getty, because it's like you would think that then it would lead directly into part 2, but no, it's like you leave part 1 of this exhibit and then you're like, where do I go for part 2? Anyone's guess.
Right.
And
Okay. Chain Fest.
Chain Fest, yeah.
Is where part 2 is.
And so, yeah, exactly. So then we see a woman who works at the Getty. Mm-hmm. We go up to her and like, sorry, we're having trouble finding part 2 of this exhibit. Can you point it out to us? This woman immediately becomes the most stressed woman I've ever met in my entire life.
I can picture her. Does she have like the grayest, curliest hair you've ever seen?
Yeah, but also so short and tight. Picture like your hair, but like half of it basically.
Oh, okay. I was picturing long, but now I
okay,
know. Now I see her.
And she was like, "Oh my god, I should know this. Oh my god, where?" And then is like full panic. And we're like starting to freak out. Like, "Oh no, it's fine." She then literally starts hitting her head on the side. She's like, "Think," and we're like, "It's really fine. Like we can find it." She's like, "No, I know this, you guys." And then like literally is just like repeating herself, being like, where is it? And we're all like, okay, like I feel really bad, we just broke this woman.
Okay, me alert.
Yeah.
Anytime I'm asked the simplest question.
I honestly felt so sympathetic. I wanted to be like, girl, I know, especially because it's like such an easy question. One would assume if you work at the museum.
You might know the answer to that. It seems like one of the maybe like 5 things you need. Bathrooms, parking.
It's like very much like you're working
2.
in this document. How do you save? And then you're just kind of like, oh my god, I should know this. How should I save? Bury me. And so then we finally like, you know what? It's fine. Like and she was like, well, there's the Van Gogh exhibit over there. Like you should at least go to the Van Gogh exhibit. So then we get in line to that. She, as we're waiting, like 5 minutes go by, she runs so out of breath as if she ran a marathon, but I think she only ran like 100 steps, but very me as well.
Sure.
Comes so out of breath, and she's like, and we're like, oh my god, did you remember where? She's like, no.
Oh, okay.
But I thought of another place that you guys should go. You guys have to go to this other exhibit. And she was just so sweet and like so like I don't know, really wanting to make sure that we had a good time, but yet could not for the life of her remember where this exhibit was, where I was like, I'm obsessed with you. I want you to be, in my life always.
Right. Oh my god.
So that woman is my mom sauce, and then part 2 is we're in this Van Gogh exhibit. You go to the thing, which by the way, the Van Gogh exhibit is just one painting, literally one painting that you wait in line for.
He's a bit overexposed at the moment. Wish him nothing but the best.
I can't wait for the day.
Yeah, but they're doing sort of like AI, like Instagram things all over the world for Van Gogh, which I didn't realize he was so popular.
Well, that kind of leads into what this exhibit was. So it's all about light at the Getty right now, and you go in and they have one painting of the lilies, and then they have right next to it like a 3D mock-up of what it like would have looked like when he first painted it, because it's called like the violet lilies, but the flowers are blue now, and it's like, well, they faded over time. They were purple. Like here's a 3D mock-up of identical to it, like right next to it.
Oh, interesting.
It was really fun. So we wait in the line to do this. All over the exhibit, it says no flash photography because it will cause the original painting to fade, which they're obviously trying to
melt.
They're obviously trying to prevent. And so, what does our friend and sister of the pod, Claude, do? Immediately takes a picture of
Full flash bulbs.
Full flash.
Yeah.
He flashes the painting
With the actual bulbs that explode.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He actually brought like even more lights to set it up. Yeah. And so then this woman who's monitoring the exhibit like rushes over and is like, "Sir, you are not allowed to take flash photography. It will cause the painting to fade." And Claude's response in this moment is goes, "Wow, good thing there's a 3D mock-up right next to it." See, which was supposed to be a joke, but let me tell you, this woman, it did not go over well. She grabbed his arm so tight, full mom in church mode, you know, where she like grabs you in church, and with a smile and a jovial giggle, she was like, "I'll let it slide this time." And then like released his arm, and it was like truly like burned in a horror movie, like such a tight grip on this woman. And honestly, she is right to have done that.
Oh, absolutely. I would have done the same. I would have grabbed his throat.
Yes, exactly. Well,
Well, on that note,
should we take a break?
yeah. We're back.
I think you do it on purpose.
I say the same thing every time. I think both of us are just digging in at this point. You are about to spill forth from your Tom Welling mug.
You know, there's a part of me. Sorry, I was having a taffy.
This is a part of me that you're never, ever gonna eat taffy.
I'm dressed like a pumpkin.
I noticed.
Oh, okay. Well, I saw it on your approval, and I'm still seeking.
Yeah. Well, for the sake of like your well-being and our list and the Jennifer's well-being, I'm just not going to address that. But I do appreciate the Huluween theme.
Yeah.
On that note, it's time for our Miss Thing.
Yes. Okay. Our Miss Thing this week is, I mean, I don't know if there's anything more Halloween than her. I don't know it.
One of a kind. You know, she sort of does her own thing, marches to the beat of her own drummer.
I would say that there's a lot of famous witches out there, but for me, she's the most famous one. Sorry, Elphaba. But not Cynthia, just the witch itself. Cynthia, you are the most famous.
Well, Cynthia, yeah, of course, you are our queen.
But this witch, 25 years later, she is still making a name for herself.
Her impact.
Yes. Let's just say her name. Okay, our Miss Thing this week is
The Blair Witch.
Okay.
I mean, everyone
Icon.
knows.
Yeah.
Everyone knows someone.
Yes.
Everyone knows someone who's maybe seen her or kind of lived near where that happened.
And my thing about her exactly is like no one's ever seen her.
No
and
one's
yet
ever
we
seen
all want to catch a glimpse. And is there anything more Miss Thing than that? Like,
Of course.
we don't know what she looks like. It's like, okay, like goals.
Yeah, we don't know what she looks like, but honey, I'm waiting in the corner to see. Face planted into the corner.
I would literally sacrifice my co-host here just to see what she looks like.
God, it wouldn't be that hard to do.
Yeah.
I mean, the original guerrilla marketing girl.
I mean, she invented the found footage genre, quite literally.
Quite literally.
And also, I would say there's been a lot of projects, but she's the most famous. The Blair Witch Project. Can you name a more famous project?
Oh my God, that's
No,
a
ma'am.
project I would actually do in school.
We would ace that project.
We would ace that
and
project.
because we were inspired by the Blair Witch herself.
Yeah, of course. I mean, she gets the imagination going like none other. And I mean, what she has done for boogers on screen.
Truly. I mean, what she's done for like under the chin camera photography.
Oh my God. For bad angles.
For night vision.
I mean, the actress in that film, has she ever appeared anywhere else? Well, obviously not. The Blair Witch killed her.
Yeah, exactly. So that leads me directly into my story, which is a rarity because usually we kind of like A to C it, and this one is A to A, which is the Blair Witch makes me think of the time I watched the Blair Witch. Can you believe?
Sure.
Which is, I was a cute and wholesome 9-year-old boy.
Oh,
and here I am, believe it or not, listeners, I was just in my basement, minding my own business, on, if you can believe it, a hippity hop. I was on a hippity. Do you know what a hippity hop is?
Is that like a pogo stick?
No, it's like a yoga ball with like a handle.
What?
You've never heard of a hippity hop?
A yoga ball with a handle? How does that even work?
Did you not have a childhood? Okay, so picture a yoga ball. Yeah.
I did not have a child. I've always been in my 30s.
Honestly, that checks out. 30s?
Well, well.
I find out that I'm doing the podcast with a witch. Okay. So picture, I feel like everyone but my co-host knows what this is, but we'll just, it's a yoga ball. And then there is a handle on it so you can jump up and down on the ball while holding the handle.
I've got it. It's like one big. I was thinking two handles on the side. So
No.
I was my mind was not in the right place.
Yeah.
Okay, hippity hop. I know
so
where we
I'm
are.
in my basement, just hippity hopping along.
Watching the Blair Witch.
No. I'm just a 9-year-old having fun on a hippity hop. And my sister enters the basement being like, guess what? I just got back from Blockbuster. I have this like scary documentary that I think we should watch. She's like 11 and I was like, scary documentary? I don't know what a documentary is, one.
I was just going to say you would know what that is.
And I was like, 2, scary, I'm out. I'm just going to be over here, hippity hopping along. And then she's like, okay, fine. Like, well, I'm just going to watch it down here. So if you don't want to, like, just mind your own business, basically. And so, of course, and then she's basically like, I don't remember the words, but she's basically like, yeah, it's very, like, highbrow, or what an 11-year-old version would say of, like, this is very highbrow. So, like, you probably wouldn't get it.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like this before. The camera's like,
whoa. And so then I'm, like, in the corner. She presses play, turns off the lights. I'm, like, already, like, okay, well, you ruined my day.
Yeah.
But then, too, I'm like, well, I want to be highbrow. So
sure.
So then I hippity-hoppity along right up to the TV. It starts going, and then, it goes on, and then the person loses, like, a tongue or their finger at one point.
I don't remember at all. All I remember is that there one part that they're talking about, like, his patchy hair on his chest. You obviously don't remember that part. It's the different things that we remember.
So at some point, that body part goes missing. By the way, keep in mind the juxtaposition of this movie is going on, and I'm still bouncing on hippity hop in the dark while watching it.
Yeah.
And then, like, the first person goes missing. My sister literally, like, this is my sister's true villain origin story. She is behind me whispering, like, this is all real. Just know, like, this all happened. And I'm, like, freaking out. And then someone goes missing. And then she's like, they never found him again. This is a real thing. So I'm panicking. It cuts to the end where then it's like, not good. Spoiler alert for any of them. And
turned in the corner.
Yeah,
turned around in the corner.
Terrifying.
So scary.
Terrifying. And then the camera just drops, and then it's just like static, and then the whole point. And then she's like, yeah, this was just found in the woods, and then they just made tons of copies, and now it's in Blockbuster. This is a documentary. This is what, and I immediately stopped hopping at that moment and just started sobbing. And then I fully turned into the Blair Witch herself, because for the rest of the week, basically, couldn't sleep, was like scream crying, terrified that the Blair Witch was real. And I, like, still to this day feel like in that moment the Blair Witch entered my body, kind of, and like now, like, my sister didn't know what she was doing by telling me that it was real, because then I became the nightmare. I was so terrified. And guess what, honey? She's still in me.
Yeah. And we are all suffering as a result.
I mean, to this day, I don't think there is a scarier movie.
I would agree. It is still the scariest movie. Even like when you know that it's not real, like
I didn't know it wasn't real for like literally a year.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I felt like when it came out, I remember so specifically, like, then some people were like, no, it's actually not real. But then it was still it was still in between.
Yeah.
Like, is it real? Is it not real? Like, you could still sort of choose to believe if you thought it was real.
Well, for once, I actually think that I talked a normal amount.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there's a first for everything. Happy Halloween.
No, why don't you? Yeah, I'm going to send you to the corner in a second if you don't stop.
Literally, you saying that hit my stomach. It was like, don't, Greg, don't.
Oh, no. You'll find me in the corner for sure.
There is nothing scarier than someone just staring in the corner.
Oh, my God. And a camera falling.
Yeah. Okay, Greg, it is time. How do you make the Blair Witch all about yourself?
Well, it goes back to what we were talking about. It's like the stories that like they sort of transcend reality. It's like, do you believe it? Do you just want to believe it? So I think back to a time I sort of set the world ablaze with a story of my own.
Why am I not surprised?
Yeah. So I was in college, I think it was like junior or senior year. And the night before, I had been at a friend's apartment. Okay. I just ended up staying there. We were watching movies, Blair Witch maybe, I don't remember. But I was walking back to the apartment that I lived at the next morning. I think it was like a Sunday morning. Okay. And I have the terrifying affliction of like obsessive thoughts. So sometimes something comes into my head and I just repeat it over and over and over. And this morning, as I was walking back to my apartment, a name popped into my head. And that name was Dwayne Johnson. Of Dwayne The Rock Johnson fame.
Yeah.
So at this particular moment...
Was he famous?
At this particular moment in time, he was post-wrestling.
Okay.
Pre-being the biggest movie star of all time.
Pre-Scorpion King.
Post-Scorpion King. Didn't hit the way that everyone thought it would hit. Okay. But I was just mulling it over and over in my head, saying, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, thinking it was like the funniest thing that ever happened. And suddenly I have the realization that it is the scariest day of the year for me. April Fool's. You know how I feel about pranks.
Well, I don't know, because you say that you hate pranks, and yet time and time again you're pulling pranks.
I'm a bit of a prankster. I'm a bit of a prankster, but I don't endorse it.
Yeah.
And I don't condone it. And I don't like it when a prank is pulled on me.
Which the more that you protest, the more that people want to do it. So, yeah.
Sure.
All I'm going to say is get ready for April 1st this year.
Oh, God. Of course, that's my 11th, 12th birthday. Is that a thing?
I don't know.
A half birthday, it's my 11th, 12th birthday. Oh. My real birthday is May 1st.
You would be someone who celebrates
an 11th, 12th birthday.
Wait, can I ask you what you do on your 5/12th birthday?
On my 5/12th birthday, well, that's the silver day. That's the silver day.
You buy yourself some silver.
Yeah. I go down to the jewelry district. I buy myself, market price silver. Just in case I need to melt it down. It is April 1st, and it is that's a really scary day for me. But it's a real survival of the fittest, kill or be killed moment. And I think I'm going to cause a little chaos today. So I get back to my apartment. I had 3 roommates at the time. Another Greg in there, by the way, too, if you could imagine. And I think 2 of them had girlfriends. So it was a full house. I walk into that apartment and I go, do any of you know the name Dwayne Johnson? And everyone sort of turned to me like, it sounds familiar. And I was like, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. They were like, oh, yeah, of course. We know The Rock. I was like, well, guess who spent the night with him last night?
Oh my God. This checks out. Yeah.
I don't know how. It was just the way I loaded it in. I had them. It was like, no, what? It was just obscure enough.
Yeah.
As someone who never plays pranks, you gotta play them right. You know?
Someone who never plays them, please, you're full of them.
I had everyone wrapped around my finger the rest of the day. We had other friends on our
Can you
hall.
go into detail about, like, do you remember what you said? Like, I went over to his place. Like, what was the story?
I said I was at a bar and he approached me and he bought me a drink and then we spent the night together. It was just like it.
And that was after Scorpion King. They believed that.
No, he was not famous then. He was so random, and he was also like
straight people. He kind of was because like people who like WWE or whatever.
Yeah, and I love WWE too. But that time had passed. I did. I actually went twice at Madison Square Garden.
Wait, you did?
I swear, when it was WWF during the Stone Cold Steve Austin The Rock days. I love the Undertaker.
And now speaking of like, trying to make something real from something that is fake. Did you believe when you were seeing it that was like it was actual wrestling, or did you know even then that it was like, oh, this is like choreographed like wrestling fighting?
Good question. I wanted to believe, just like everyone else in that apartment that day. They knew it was April 1st, and they chose to ignore the warning signs and believe it. And I'm not kidding. We had friends.
Now, you took it. My question was more so when you went to see wrestling.
Oh, well, I believed it. I wanted to believe it.
Yeah.
Just like
that's exactly
this.
Okay, yeah.
And we had friends down the hall, people coming in and out of the apartment. Everyone wanted to hear this story. My friends were calling people. I was telling this story to people out of state.
When did it come out that you didn't? Are they finding out for the first time now on the pod?
No. Well, this story. But this is the problem. Okay. When a story gets away from you, when it becomes too big for you.
Yeah.
I mean, I was about to do a sit-down interview with Us Weekly at this point. It had gotten so out of control that I was like actually starting to get scared, Blair Witch scared, that I was going to have to tell people and like let them down. I mean, people's like livelihoods were involved at a certain point that day. And this is the problem with pranks though. You have to let people down easy. And when I finally admitted and said April Fools, the gasp, the sheer disappointment. Some of those people I've never spoken to again.
I mean, I was about to say, like, it's such a tricky line. Thank God it was April Fool's. Because if you didn't pull out on April Fool's, like, you would be known in college as, like, when, like, people crossed you on the street, they'd be like, that guy right there, he, like, lied about hooking him with The Rock.
Right.
You know?
Right. But I use it so sparingly. I still do think that some people think that. Yeah. And I also do think that some people still know, some of the out-of-staters. Yeah. The word hasn't gotten back yet, so they know someone who knows someone, obviously.
That is such a good prank, though. Okay.
Well, I think both of us have games today.
Yeah, and we're worried that that might be the same. So let's see.
God,
I want you to go first, actually.
Okay, fine. Yeah. I'm going to go first. Okay. I'm really proud of this one.
I can't wait.
So this is a little interview style game.
Okay.
In the style of Tyra Banks, I'm going to ask you a series of questions, and you are going to answer them as the Blair Witch. You don't need to do a voice or anything, but it's just like the Blair Witch's answers to these questions.
Well, the Blair Witch is within me, so it pretty much she sounds like me.
Of course. Yeah, well, your imagination, it can tell you anything. Flair Witch. What's a must-have accessory you can't live without?
Fingernails.
Care Witch. What do you... Care Witch. What do you turn to make you feel better when you're having a rough day?
Children's hearts.
You turn to children's hearts.
I have like a bag of it, but I just kind of like juggle them up and down. You know, it's like something I do in my spare time.
Beautiful. Yeah. Okay, spooky crisp. Don't go there, witch. What topic is off limits at your dinner table?
Valentine's Day.
Okay. Eclair witch. What's your favorite dessert?
Human hair.
How do you like that prepared?
Well done.
So burned? Okay.
Right off the straightener.
Sure. Bear witch. Who's your favorite gay bear?
Oh, I would have to say Peter.
Okay. Liz Fairwitch. Who's your favorite female indie singer-songwriter?
Oh, Anna Nalick.
Last question. A public affair witch. Which celebrity affair most rocked you to your core?
When Lincoln cheated on Mary Todd, that was really rough on my family.
Sure. Yeah, that was your sort of heyday.
Yeah, that's when I sort of like lost touch with reality, kind of my origin story.
Yeah. It sort of took to the woods.
And I've been there ever since.
Well, that's the interview.
I've loved it, and I can't wait for more Miss Tyra, because that is going to be something that we are going to bring back again and again.
Oh,
back
yeah.
To back.
Back
as
to
Charlie
back.
Would say.
Back to back, yeah, with Blady?
Oh, is that? I thought it was with Tinashe.
Oh, with Tinashe,
Yeah,
of course.
yeah.
Yeah, no, back to back with Tinashe.
Which is also the Blair Witch's favorite artist, is Tinashe. Okay, I have a game for you.
Do I get to be the Blair Witch?
You don't get to be the Blair Witch, but if you would like, you could embody her. But I kind of think she was embodied so well, you know why.
Yeah. You can't make lightning strike twice. Blair Witch 2.
Oh, wait, there was a 2, right?
Yeah, there was a 2 and it flopped so hard. And then I
yeah.
think there was a 3 even. And then they rebooted it a few years ago. Didn't see it. I would love to watch it though.
Yeah.
Miss Thing movie night.
Okay, my game is called Baba Duke or Baba Don't. And this is inspired by the famous horror film called The Babadook, and he obviously then later came out as a gay icon mascot.
Yeah, a queer...
hero.
Yeah.
Queer hero.
Yeah, a queero.
Yeah. I'm going to name a horror villain, and you have to let me know if you would want them in your bed. And if you do, Babadook.
Babadook.
And if you don't want them in your bed,
Baba.
if you want them to haunt you in your bed, Babadook. If you don't want them to haunt you in your bed, Baba Don't. Okay?
Okay. Yeah, I'm clear on those rules.
Okay, first one, Annabelle.
I'd like to... I need to see her ID first.
Okay. Okay.
So Baba Don't for now.
Jigsaw.
Babadoo.
Oh, yeah.
Babadoo. The way he
Yes.
rides that bike.
The way those eyes.
Whoa.
Jennifer and her body.
I mean, Babadoo, for sure. I mean...
Slam dunk.
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone in the film.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Ghostface.
Oh...
That took you a little minute, and I was like, "This is your favorite."
Which is crazy because it's my favorite one.
Exactly. I was like,
but I couldn't put the name to the face, and that's because I'm wondering who's under the mask.
which could be half the fun.
All right, Babadook.
Yeah. Okay. Samara.
That's gonna be a Baba Don't for me. I just don't like wet in the bed.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a texture thing.
And it also has a lot of hair, hair everywhere.
Yeah, I just feel like you're gonna be pulling stuff out of your teeth all night.
So true.
Yeah.
Okay. Pennywise.
Pennywise. Babadook. I think he could be a freak in the shades.
The way he unhinges his jaw could be could come in handy.
Absolutely. Okay, yeah. No, he shapeshifts, and I appreciate that.
And he needs to keep up with you, so obviously.
I know. Yeah. I mean, who's crazier?
Yeah. You.
Oh.
Ma.
She likes to party. Babadook.
Oh my God! I didn't even realize I put this on the list. This is so funny. Tyra Banks with rabies.
Oh my God! Babadook. Yeah, Babadook. I just wear protection.
Yeah.
But they do have pills for that now.
True.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, and that would be like some rabid sex.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Okay, and last but not least, a big villain, Tom Cruise.
Sorry, I may not be allowed back into the Scientology Center, my favorite place in Los Angeles.
Where you just came from?
Yeah, that's a Babadook, a big Babadook.
I think that they would actually welcome you into open arms I thought you were going to say the opposite, but...
I mean, God forbid anything happens. I know, the separation can be very difficult, but Babadook, I don't see any issues there.
After Babadooking him, you would probably get his famous coconut cake that he sends everyone.
Exactly. The benefits really outweigh the Scientology of it all.
And that's the game.
And on that note...
Let's take a break.
We're back. Thank you.
I'm now picking up that you say we're, but I like to say welcome.
I've sort of said that every
I know,
single
but
time.
I think welcome is just so friendly. You know? Yeah.
It's time for Diva Down. Diva Down, of course, is our segment where we give unsolicited advice to something in the culture right now that needs our help. Mm-hmm. We are sort of doctors, always diagnosing the issues our divas that afflict our divas, and we're here to help. Get them back on track. And this week, our Diva Down, of course, is our pronunciation of the word Oregon.
Okay,
Oregon.
Exactly. I'm kind of like our TikTok. We posted a TikTok of us talking about the Oregon Trail, and I'm like, they want us to say like Oregon Trail. Is that what it is? Well, to finish the thing, so then people came for us in the comments saying that we say Oregon Trail.
Yeah, it caused an uproar. People were reaching out.
Yeah. And it's like, don't you have anything better to do with your time? One.
Of course. No.
Well, talking about us is good, good is time well spent.
Oh, of course. And feel free to tell everyone you know.
But I would
From
say,
here to Oregon.
Yeah, and that's how you pronounce it.
Yeah,
okay?
When you're talking about the trail, of course.
But this actually leads into when I was, as I said, I was at the Getty Center, and when I was there earlier this week, people were going back and forth on how you pronounce Van Gogh. And this is what I want to be. It's like, it's all about where you come from. So listeners, people are coming for us and the thing. And I'm going to, literally, this is what I learned, which I'm going to actually quiz you. I'm going to say
Van Gogh. Where's the difference? Van Gogh?
I'm going to say the different pronunciations. I want you to guess the country.
Okay.
Okay, so first off, Van Gogh.
America.
Okay. Van Gogh.
Fuck if I know.
England. Anyways, the point that I'm trying to make here is like step off of our necks because this is how we were raised. That is how you pronounce Oregon.
Yeah. Well, okay. So I'm gonna agree with you there, but it's only when you are referring to the trail. The Oregon Trail.
Oregon State.
Oregon State, obviously. Yeah. Portland, Oregon.
Okay.
I mean,
you have me there.
Yeah, it's like Yeah, of course it's Oregon when you're not talking about the famous trail and famous game associated with the trail. We didn't invent the game. God, I wish we did.
Oh my God.
We wouldn't be sitting here today.
100%. We'd be like off in the Netherlands smelling some tulips.
We'd be off in the Netherlands questioning why there's a "the" in front of it. It's like, wait a second. You know, like I am not a geography buff.
Yeah.
I'm just someone that's sort of
That's
like
clear.
we just come on. We get on the mic every day, and we do our best.
We provide comedy. We provide relief.
We provide facts.
Facts.
Cold, hard facts.
Nothing we say on this podcast is not true.
It is our truth. But a universal truth is that Oregon is pronounced the Oregon Trail. Mm-hmm. And we don't make the rule. That's law. And on that note, don't ever come for us in the comments. Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously comment on everything and like it and be sure to send it and you know, spread the word.
And happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Trick or treat.
And watch Greg Teskery.
And Greg, you can... Well, first, bye, Cynthia.
Oh, bye, Cynthia.
But the most importantly, because I'm a good co-host here, I think we should sign off. I'm not going to say it, but I think you should say your phrase as a final goodbye, which is... Oh my God! I'll give you a little hint. Spook. Oh God!
Famous cereal.
Jennifer's. You can lead a horse to water,
but you can make it spooky crisp. Miss Thing Podcast is created, executive produced, and hosted by Greg Trimmer and Tim Zientek.
It's produced and edited by Benji Simons, with cover art and additional creative support by Claude Zeins.
Follow us on TikTok and Instagram at Miss Thing the Pod.
New episodes drop every Tuesday. Watch on YouTube or listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Please subscribe, rate, and review, but only raves. Strictly 5 stars and above.
Follow Greg at Greg Trimmer and Tim at Tim_Zientek on all social media. Bonk.